Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. I'm Barbara. This is a general timeless reading. This is entertainment purpose only. If it does not resonate, please do not make it fit. Now watch out for scammers in the comment section. Anybody reaching out, this is my disclaimer. I am not in the position to reach out and offer any personal reads or ask for anything in particular, like by reaching out to you. So it's not me. All right, if they're saying that it's me, it's not me. That's my disclaimer. I thank you very much for liking. I thank you very much for subscribing. I am a very, very small startup little video. If you do like the content, I do appreciate if you are not already a subscriber to please remember to press that subscribe button and press that like button. I will remind you again at the end of the video. But if you're not currently doing that, do that now. Okay. Now, as for donations, I do PayPal, and I had recently had a problem with my computer. Anybody who's watched my videos before understands that I had a difficulty. The older email link that I had connected to the PayPal, you might see those in the description box of my older videos. I cannot retrieve that. All donations need to be gone through the new email, which is in today's current description box. The new email starts with the word Harmony. Okay. The older email started with my name, Barbara. I cannot retrieve any donations that are sent to that site. Okay. And on we move. Okay. Today, I needed to do a read. They say, like to try to keep it going. You need to do a read. And I've been doing like little edits. I've got my boxes here. So today what I did, basically, woke up really, really early and just grabbed the first thing that landed in my hand. So the 3 cards are going to be out of the Learning Tarot's card deck. I really don't mind these, actually. They're really nice, with the general descriptions right up on top of it. And that is what I'm working with today. After the 3 cards, I will be adding the Citadel. This is really hard to see. Really hard to see. I can, see the lighting. Citadel. I actually like these. It is a descriptive book that I have to look up and read the definitions, but I like that one. And the third one, at the end, I will be pulling 1 card from the Oracle by Pam Grout and Colette Baron Reed. Okay. So, first of all, we need to pull 3 cards. I already saged. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I would have the candle going and I would probably sage a little more, except that my candle broke. I actually had to, fix my candle, as you see right here, the little thing. Okay, yes, I can't burn my candle right now. I did sage, I did do the prayer, Spirit guide me, before I went on camera. But they ran out of candles and then couldn't find another candle knot anywhere to save my life. So if you're doing the situation with the eclipse season where you are being forgetful or misplacing things or running out of things, which is what I basically did, I couldn't find not 1 candle in the whole house. I'm blaming it all on the eclipse. And there go the cats. Okay, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Ask for Archangel Michael for protection and guidance for today's tarot message. I ask for Archangel Michael for protection and guidance for today's timeless energy message. Ask for guidance for today's timeless energy message. First card up is the Emperor in the upright. Okay. Next card. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. I ask for guidance and protection for Archangel Michael for today's timeless energy message. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. And then we get the Ten of Swords. Okay, one more card. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. One more card. Spirit guide me. For the timeless energy message, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Okay, and the third one is Seven of Pentacles. They don't have the label of what the card is, but you gotta kind of look at the picture. You know the Rider-Waite. It does use the Rider-Waite pictures. But, you know, it's kind of like, I have a memory problem. Now, all of my collective have probably heard this before, that I have brain damage, and rely quite a bit on checking up. I was not like the other readers where I can just pull cards out and immediately know right off the top of my head the entire content of all of the varieties of definitions. So these were like one of the decks given to me because I didn't really have a good memory. And I like them well enough, but they have the Rider-Waite pictures. Now, I like to use as additional clarification the chakras. With the Emperor and with the Ten of Swords, the chakra is the root chakra, and the one probably that I don't know as well. The Seven of Pentacles shifts to the solar chakra. Now, looking just at the chakras and the root chakra and the solar chakra, we are dealing with basic needs, feeling protected, okay, and cared for. This is the energy. Basic needs, feeling protected and cared for, right off the top. Alright, so let's look at the energy here that we have for the Emperor. As I do apologize for the gap that I had. Okay. Now, the Emperor, of course, is a domination, kind of like leader energy. Oh, yeah, it is worldly power. It also can be authority. It was actually classified straight off the top as being the authority. It could be the head of their household. It could be your direct supervisor. It could be the CEO of the company, which isn't like maybe somebody that knows you, but it is the authority. Now, with the energy that we're dealing with in authority is supposed to be connected to your stability. Now, with this chakra energy of your basic needs are covered and you feel protected or safe. Okay. And this authority being stability. Alright. This would dominate the emotions or passion. So this is a stable energy of maybe the personality is not like showing a lot of emotion. It dominates or takes control of emotion. So they're able to be in charge if it's the person that you're dealing with. Alright. We're also talking about stability in structure or foundation. All right. So you're an average paycheck to paycheck. 90% of us are. You're the head of the household. You're lucky if you're able to be the head of the household. A tough card to pull in life, a big responsibility. But in my point of view, being the authority, being the head of the household, would mean that you're the decision maker. Okay? Normally, this energy is logical or practical. Normally, it's stable. And normally, well, it says father figure on the card, but with all of this stuff going on, the head of the household can be either gender. Or from what I've heard, there's probably 13 or 14 different kind of genders going on right now. For a person who's in her 60s, that's kind of a little bit for me to wrap my mind around. But let's just keep this in mind. The head of the household doesn't necessarily have to be a man. In the Rider's deck, it refers to the father figure or head of household, just clarifying what the definition would be. Now, the Emperor is an Aries energy and a Mars energy. And I really, really lean on those planets. I love watching the astro cast information about like where the planets are. I don't often remember it all. It gets a little more complicated than I'm able to really retain or, have a complete understanding of because of my memory mostly, but I do enjoy, listening to that kind of stuff. I do know, because I have Aries in my natal chart, that there might be in the authority figure energy maybe a little bit on the temperamental. So even though you're dealing maybe with a person who's calm-headed or level-headed, this could be an energy of somebody who basically has, a very strong personality, which could become very strict. Alright. It is strong-willed, but it is calling the shots. And with the Mars, even though it's a very aggressive energy of Mars, it doesn't look fighting or anything. It's a very aggressive energy of Mars, which means basically getting the job done. If you're dealing with the energy of you feel protected or you're providing the protection, whatever it takes to get the job done, that is the energy of this leader. No matter whether it's the head of your household, your direct supervisor, the CEO of your company, the vice president or president in the country, whoever on whatever the level is, the governor of the state, it is the authority in the picture. And you can apply that to whatever level resonates with you. Now, with the Ten of Swords energy, again, being the root chakra. So with the Ten of Swords, we're looking at misfortune. Now, this is not in reverse. It says backstabbing and betrayal. It says the doormat. Okay, maybe the person that's always doing the work, always being considered, unimportant. Okay, but the doormat. It says the doormat. See, I'm reading this right here. The dead end, hitting the wall, done, finished. Okay, this has to do with betrayal of some kind. The nail, the last nail in the coffin. This is the last straw. Basically, this is the energy of this. Now, this also has the chakra energy of your root chakra, which is your basic needs need to be the priority. And even though the chakra says you feel protected, you could like manipulate that energy of the chakra. It has to do with being protected. It has to do with the basic needs being a priority. And you're dealing with an authority figure here. Now we're going outside of the box. Okay, are your basic needs being provided by somebody outside of your outside of yourself? Is it a situation where you're not able to provide for yourself? Is the authority figure, and in this country, for example, the government is part of what you're provided with that guarantees that you have the things that you need coming from a place like the government. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you're disabled. Okay? It could be a number of things. Maybe you're raising minor children and you're a single parent. Okay, so this energy has to do with the being provided with. This energy has to do with being protected. And this energy has to do with authority figures and the energy of having enemies. In whatever level in general, keep in mind a tarot reading's energy will only last 4 to 7 days around the period of time when you actually watch the video. Now, the Ten of Swords normally is the Gemini and the Sun. And with the Gemini energy, we've got adaptable. We also have short term. We also have calculating. The energy of the Sun, on the other hand, it has to do with your potential. And it has to do with your individuality. So, maybe individually, as an individual, or maybe not you, whoever you're dealing with, maybe the authority figure. Maybe the authority figure has pulled the rug out from under you, and they did it by being very cunning. That is a hypothetical, suggestive. Do not take that if it is not your story. Okay? The Sun energy has to do with your potential. Your potential. Your being an individual. The practical matters of your stability. And your identity. But also your potential. And the energy here is feeling protected, or the energy of prioritizing what it is that amounts to covering your basic needs. And you're dealing with an authority figure, and here it basically says that you've been betrayed. Okay? There might be somebody who's bitter for whatever reason, and you've been betrayed. This could be the last nail in the coffin. It could be the rug has been pulled out from under you by somebody who is not your friend. And that somebody could be the authority figure, or could have had something to do with communicating with the authority figure, because here they are dealing with your stability. And this energy is hypothetical. The authority figure could have pulled the rug out from under you. And to be practical, that would be the most logical thing I see here. With the root chakra, this has to do entirely with your foundation, or what it is your needs and basic needs are covered. This is what I'm looking at. But your basic needs, if they were covered, you have an enemy that has backstabbed you, betrayed you, or severed ties with you. This could be as simple as the welfare department telling you that you no longer qualify for food stamps. This is a hypothetical example. Do not take this as part of your own story if you do not resonate with it. And please, do not become a ball of anxiety because you think that that's actually going to happen. Okay? The chances, if you are on welfare, that that's going to happen has absolutely nothing to do. I'm not trying to predict. Okay? I'm not a psychic. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a psychic. So only if you resonate with this. That was just a hypothetical example. Okay, I don't like to alarm people because I also have anxiety problems. Massive ones, actually. I would not even like, it would be like, I could tell you stories. I should write a book. Okay. Now our third card that we drew, though, is the Seven of Pentacles. Now with the Seven of Pentacles, again, in the upright. Now, pentacles are usually money. I would think that, it would have to do with wealth or maybe having a treasure of some type. It would. Normally, it has to do with material possessions. This is true. And that would definitely think if the authority figure has cut you off and you don't have the resources to cover all your needs, this would have to do with resources. Okay? On the other hand, with the Seven of Pentacles, there are other things that might come into play. This has to do with investing a lot of time in a project. Okay, you've done everything that you can, that you've been working on, but you haven't actually been in the position to reap the rewards from all of that hard work. This could be hypothetically any part of anyone's story. Okay, this is this Seven of Pentacles, even though it might have to do with material possessions or material gain, it also has to do with patience. It basically is like the energy of you've put the work in, there's nothing else that you can do about it. We are talking about like dealing with the nail in the coffin. You have an enemy that's betrayed you. They put the final nail in the coffin. It has an effect to do with your resources. Okay? This is what I see. It has, in fact, something to do with your resources. The resources that you need to provide for your, to get through. It could be the money to pay the rent, it could be the money to buy the food, it could be the food stamps that you rely on to feed your children. But the nail in the coffin here is basically telling me that an authority figure of some type, and this has to do with covering your basic needs, you have done everything that you can do. And it is a matter of being patient and waiting. Not that the Seven of Pentacles wants you to sit around and wait, but it does have to do with material wealth. It's not in reverse. Okay? So, it doesn't necessarily have to do with material gain. It has to do with waiting after work has been put in for an answer concerning the material gain. Maybe it was filling out a job application. If the authority figure that put the final nail in the coffin happened to be your boss, this might be you've done everything that you can and you've got to walk away. You know what? Whatever you did wasn't acceptable and now you've got to wait. You've got to wait and find a different situation or find some solution to something you've got no control of, because this was the last nail in the coffin. This does not have to do with relationships. This has to do with your foundation. This has to do with the energy of being provided for or being able to provide for, okay? And this energy basically says, I've done everything that I know how to do. I don't know what else to do. And you basically need to wait. This is giving it to God. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to actually bring God up in a tarot read. But you know what? Sometimes, if you have faith, the most amazing miracles can happen when you give the problem to God. Now, in some cases, the Seven Pentacles might actually mention the being persistent is not like meaning to wait, sit around and wait. You might have done everything that you can do, but it could be buying extra time to solve a problem. It could be you need a required set of extra time. So this definitely has to do with basically the energy of you've done everything you know how to do. And this might be a situation where even though you have tried, you've put in the work, you're waiting to see what the resources are going to come in. You're waiting to see the answer to the application process of the job. You're waiting to see the answer of the application process of the welfare, the housing, maybe you're trying to rent something. Whatever it has to do is connected to the well-being of being provided for. Okay, now I'm running about at a half an hour. We're going to be pulling the Citadel. That's the book there. I have Rider's Waite is wonderful, and I love it. Citadel is not like Rider's Waite. They're very thick. They're very hard to shuffle. I am going to be pulling one card for each and every one of these that I have already pulled. And if you bear with me, and then I have to read the definition. Okay, so bear with me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me to clarify the message of the Emperor. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me to clarify the message of the Emperor. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me to clarify the message of the Emperor. Spirit guide me. Okay. Oops. That was too many. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me to clarify. There we go. Sorry about that. I thought I had it. Okay. I have the Muse. Generosity and being naive. Nativity. Being naive. Alright, the Muse. And what does the Muse in reverse say? Muse. In reverse. Okay. A dream is a wonderful thing, but don't get too wrapped up in it. There is still danger out there, and being too naive about the reality of the world can trip you up along the way. There is a balance to be found between optimism and realism. Now, what would that have to do with the Emperor? Well, the balance to be found and being optimistic. If you are the Emperor, and remember, this is Aries and Mars. This is the energy of you're calling the shots. So this is the energy of the provider okay? So being optimistic. Being optimistic. Being the provider. And this is the one who calls the shots. Alright. So, there is danger when you're dealing with the Emperor. Especially if the Emperor has a list of people that they need to lay off. And you are counting on that paycheck. Okay? But, The reality of the world, that is the reality of the world right now. That is the reality. In some places, you will be fine the majority of the year, but there are certain periods of every single year, no matter where you live, if you are dependent on a major corporation for your paycheck, you know that there is a chance that you might get laid off. Okay, so there is danger, and there is being naive here. Don't be naive. So basically, we're dealing with the real world. Don't be too naive. There is danger out there. The reality of the world can trip you up. And it's okay to be optimistic. It's okay to be positive, because we like to be positive. If you are determined to... get that job in the reality of the world, you need to wait. Okay? You need to wait to find the answer. If you're going to get the job, you can be optimistic, yes, but you need to realize that there is danger out there. Sorry about that. One more card here for the second card. We need the Ten of Swords. We need a clarifying card for the swords. We need a clarifying card for the Ten of Swords. We need a clarifying card for the Ten of Swords. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Okay. We have the Sleeper. Cause and effect. Clarity. Now this position here of this particular card actually was the one where we talked about having enemies. Okay. And the Sleeper in the upright. Locked away in their tower, the Sleeper is fated not to live under the sun, but instead to embrace the shadows and live a life of clairvoyant dreams, while their sibling, the Waker, holds the knowledge of the daytime world. The Sleeper lives in a world of visions, untangling omens, yet blind to the truth of the true world. And didn't we just mention the real world holding dangers? They speak only prophecies based on what they see in their dreams, without ever having to face the repercussions. Past decisions that you have made are starting to have an effect, and whether they were made for right or wrong reasons, it's too late to change them now. It's hard to admit when you are at fault, so learn what you can from the situation. Next time you can make a better choice rather than repeating the same errors. Now, I know that this represents like it's too late to change it if you have made mistakes. Personally, from my point of view, you know what? I've had a lot of people let me know that I was wrong or I made mistakes. But personally, do you know what? When God gives you one choice, and that's the only choice that you've got, it's not a mistake. If your intentions are done in the right mind, okay, you're protecting somebody, okay, you're making the only choice that you have, and you're dealing with what has been put in front of you, okay. And people like to say, well, you're making the wrong choice, you're making the wrong choice. You know what? The thing about it is sometimes we have situations where we're not having that choice. Okay, we do with what God blesses us with, and we do the best. And sometimes somebody from outside of that box will come in and break down everything that's sitting around us so that we have nothing. And you will be happy with nothing. Okay? But sometimes you don't have a choice. That's the only part with that definition that I really would like point out. Because see, if you're having clairvoyant dreams, which is something that I frequently do. Okay? You do tend to live in a world that's not real. It takes a great deal of meditation and isolating from the real world to actually be in that kind of box. So you really do live in a world that's not real. And what we're talking about with this card here is the authority figures and the real world and the danger that there is that might pose to anyone. Okay, if you are not, if you're being naive about it. And here you are talking about the real world not even being real. Okay, so we're dealing with some situation here where you're being naive about it if you're not seeing what the real world is all about. You're being naive about it if you're not understanding how the real world could hurt you because you have enemies out here. And you could be betrayed. And the last nail in that coffin that has to do with being provided for or being able to provide for. Okay. So, let's go on to our third card. We have one more card for the Citadel. For the Seven of Pentacles, one more card for the Citadel. One more card. Spirit, guide me. Okay. I got the Dancer. I know that came right out, didn't it? In reverse, self-expression and strength. But it is in reverse, and that is the clarifying card for the Seven of Pentacles. Remember I said with the Seven of Pentacles, Pentacles has to do with wealth and foundation and money, yes. But the definition of the Seven of Pentacles has to do with basically you've done everything that you can. You've done everything that you know how. And, if you're a disabled person, which I happen to actually fall into that box as well, disability can cover a lot of ground. But you know what? People that are disabled try as hard as they can. And they reach a point where they have done everything that they know how to do. And they deal with authority figures. Okay. So you've dealt with this betrayal, this enemy, or this situation which was the last nail in the coffin, and now you have the Dancer clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. And where is the Dancer? Hold on a minute. In reverse, the Dancer. You are entering a period of uncertainty. Life may be about to put you in a position where you feel out of your depth. But don't let fear and a lack of confidence make the situation worse. You must remember that your inner strength is still there and learn to harness it in a new and empowering way. Wow! I couldn't have pulled a better card for this energy that I have been seeing. Because didn't I saw the authority figure, and then I saw the betrayal. And we're dealing with, you've done everything that you can. And it's referring to. Don't let it overwhelm you. You've done everything that you can. What else are you going to do? Okay? You could make the situation worse. It's called, I think, self-sabotaging. Okay, don't do that. Okay, your lack of confidence, you need to get over your fear. Okay, everybody that does believe in, follows a tarot reader, has heard that fear is low vibrational. It's low vibrational. I had to get over my fear. This is one of the reasons I started showing an interest in tarot, because I was afraid of everything. And I really still am afraid of a great many things. Okay? But fear is low vibrational. The thing about it is, if you manifest, like if Pisces is up there in the right spot, you have dreams. Okay. Now when you're sleeping and you go to sleep at night with something in your mind, and it's a negative fear that you're like wrapped up in anxiety and fearful of, you could actually manifest something that is negative actually coming to you in the real world. Something that could actually put you in a very bad position. So you don't want to make things worse than they are. You might be uncertain. You might feel the fear. You need to find a way to overcome the fear. What I do is learn whatever I can about the solution and find the one that fits my situation as best as I can. So you need to learn how to overcome that fear. Okay? If it's a lack of confidence, it's totally understandable. If you're dealing with something you've never done before, it's totally understandable. If you're dealing with people that you don't know very well and you're not sure because you're waiting for a response to maybe an authority figure that might give you a job or an authority figure that might provide food for your children, okay, you need to overcome your fear. Okay? Because you could sabotage yourself. Fear can be overwhelming and it's low vibrational. This is what I see while you're waiting. While you're waiting for whatever it is that applies to your personal situation. I will remind you one more time. If this is not your story, do not make it your own. Okay? I'm going to be pulling one oracle card here. I will be pulling one oracle card. Okay, and we'll see what that message is. Let's see if that actually goes as good as that Dancer card. You know what? I seriously couldn't have picked a better card for my today's timeless energy message. Okay, one oracle card. Spirit guide me, too many. Spirit guide me, one oracle card. Then we've got this one. Hasta la vista, baby. Oh my goodness. Hasta la vista. Okay. So you might be dealing with the situation that you've got to walk away and start over. And you know what? Try not to let fear or your self-confidence self-sabotage whatever you're dealing with. I do actually wish you the best of luck. I'll remind you that this is a very small station. And if you have not done it already, please press like and subscribe. Now, to be quite honest with you, I'm going to break these down into small edits. Here and there, you'll see one of my edits, and the edit will link you back to the original long tape. I number them, I don't label them, because I don't know really how to put all these titles and whatever. It's timeless energy, and I'm not the only timeless energy. But if you see one of my shorts, it will link you to the original long video. By all means, please remember to press like. Okay? When you watch my video, please remember to press like. Or at least that you viewed it, okay? I do appreciate the support because I'm very, very, very small. Okay. Hasta la vista, baby. And you know what? We have plenty of other timeless energy videos for you to select from in the collection of what I have done. If this doesn't resonate with you, by all means, help yourself and look. They're all timeless, and they only can be applied when they resonate to you. The energy of the video will be like a horoscope. An energy that might stick with you for maybe 4 or 7 days. And by all means, watch as many of them as you'd like. Have a nice day, and until the next time I'm able, we'll see you later.